What's up, y'all? We need to get into this story of Twitch once again. I guess Twitch's widow, Allison Hooker, I guess she really got to sell these books, baby. So every other day we are going to be getting updates from we'll be getting updates from this bullshit for the longest. Ziandra C said, I feel like she should tell it all, Truby Hill. She's the one stuck with the debt now. So, I mean, hopefully her book sells. Yeah, we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. She said, can't stop, won't stop. Literally. Okay, so let me go ahead and actually pull up US Weekly Magazine. Okay. All right, the story as of 6 hours ago, it says Allison Hooker says Twitch left her with a $1 million tax debt after death. And she says that she and her family are still in the trenches, all right? So let's get into it and read it. Let's go. Let's see. There she go right there, looking evil as hell, pitiful as hell. Okay. So Allison Hooker claims in her new book, that her late husband, Stephen Twitch Boss, left her with substantial debt following his death. She says, it's a misconception that I inherited Stephen's wealth. The reality is quite different. Her memoir apparently is released today. Wow. Okay. He had given away substantial sums of money to family and friends and spent recklessly on drugs and his weird art collections. The tax bill that he left me with for the year when he died was $1 million. Now, do y'all believe her? Do y'all believe her? Because I'm trying to figure out how she didn't know he was in that much tax debt beforehand. Yeah, that is her excuse for selling him out. But I'm just trying to figure out how she didn't know that beforehand. And for some reason, I'm just not buying it. Okay. So then it goes on to say, Hooker wrote that it was a terrible surprise hearing the money news from the distressed accountant who delivered it. Paying that debt depleted his accounts, noting that they had always maintained separate bank accounts throughout their marriage. I had been under the impression that the arrangement was working just fine. He managed his income and I managed mine, and we divvied up the bills. Easy peasy. Or so I thought, Hooker continued. In truth, nothing was easy. I'm still jumping through endless bureaucratic hoops because Stephen didn't leave a will. Listen, Cookie Dough the Great said, living above your means causes you to be in debt. That's true. That's true. She was with, for how many years? They was married at least like 9 years, I believe. But see, here's the thing too. He probably got in a lot of that debt trying to maintain a certain lifestyle. See, they lived out in LA. So, living in LA is all about your zip code. It's all about what neighborhood you're in. Instead of having whatever kind of house they lived in, they probably should have gotten a smaller house. They probably should have lived in another county. You understand what I'm saying? And especially with whatever he was making on the Ellen DeGeneres show, so he was in the highest tax bracket. Then on top of that, living in California, I believe their state tax rate is like 13 or 14%. So essentially living in California, making a certain amount of money, you're paying almost a 50% tax rate between federal and state. Which means you have to live significantly below your means. Significantly below your means. She wasn't working at all. I thought she was a dancer. Right. She disappointed in him for many reasons. Now she's lashing out, and I must remember that this was his preference. Exactly. All right. It says Hooker was married to Twitch for 9 years before he died by self-deletion in December 2022. In fact, Twitch's death came days after the couple celebrated their anniversary. Let me ask y'all something. Why would that man delete himself a few days after their anniversary? Yeah, Alita said, did you see her 2018 arrest video given by the Daily Mail? It's staggering. Once she was arrested, she tested positive for drugs and alcohol. Yeah, we talked about that earlier today. We talked about that earlier this morning. Nina said debt was probably a significant factor in this. It could have been. Self-unaliving is on the rise in the black male community. Probably, although he should have filed bankruptcy, but I'm just saying that bad? Well, no. The former Dancing with the Stars pro wrote that the financial mess after her husband's death provided a distraction from the grieving. Hooker said she had to let go of people who worked for them to pay off some of the debts. I couldn't solely focus on mourning in those first few months because I was preoccupied with reworking contracts, rebuilding my business network, and getting my finances in order. The surprises seemed never ending. She claimed that the family had no medical insurance following Twitch's death because they were listed on his policy. The former Ellen DeGeneres show star also neglected to pay his homeowner's insurance as well, and Hooker had to catch up on those bills. She also admitted to keeping up Twitch's car payments until selling his vehicle in 2024. Yeah, and see, that's the thing too. Listen, Nina said more people should file for bankruptcy. I absolutely agree. Rich people do it all the time. Rich people do it all the time. Put that down. Companies do it all the time. I'm just saying. Ringo TV Reactions got hella receipts and he thinks she killed him since he was shot with her gun. Ooh. Selena T said he made $500K per episode, then $1 million per episode for the last year. Ooh, Lord. Allegedly. How much money was Ellen paying him? She should have paid him more when he was on TV. I mean, listen, making $500K an episode is plenty of money. Now, when you're making that kind of money, it just comes down to you do have to just be smart of your money, with your money. And you got to know, okay, if I make, okay, let's do the math, right? So you got to know, okay, I've made 500,000 an episode. Let's say I do, how many episodes per season of the Ellen DeGeneres show? Let me see. How many episodes? I'm finna ask ChatGPT of the Ellen DeGeneres show aired per season. Because if he was really making money like that, he was making bank. But you know what? Did he appear on every episode? Because this is saying like 177 episodes. Nah, ain't no way. Ain't no way, because then he would have. No. He wasn't on every episode. He wasn't making no 88 million a year. Ain't no way. I don't know how. I don't know. But let's just say 500,000 an episode. Let's say he appears in 14 episodes a season, right? About 7 million. I think that's about average, right? So even if you grow 7 million, half of that is for the IRS. 39% for the state, 39% for federal, 35 whatever, the rest for the state. So you might as well say, okay, you might as well just take away 3.5 million of that, which will leave you with 3.5 million, right? Then you got to pay your agent fee and your manager fee. So the agent is going to get, let's say, I don't know, 15%. So what's 15% of that? Okay. Okay, so now you left with 2.975. All right. Then after that, you got to pay your manager, who's probably another 10 or 15. So let's see. So now we at 2.975, boom, boom, boom. And let's say another 525,000 to your manager. Okay, then you probably giving 1% to your business manager. So all in all, his income would come from about 7 to about, I say around 2.4 million, but still, but still, if you're still living extravagantly, by the time it comes due to pay that tax debt, you fucked. But it's gotta be some more. It's gotta be more than that. It's gotta be. She said, contrary to popular belief, I am not profiting significantly from his residuals, as Stephen's work primarily involve reality shows where they are minimal. Okay, so now he was making a lot of money there. I claimed them mostly to ensure the taxes were properly paid. The bills he left for me were overwhelming. Oh, so this is why she's leeching out. She says she's still in the trenches when it comes to money. If she says if he had known how much of our hard-earned money would go to pay lawyers' fees to clean up the mess he left with me, would it have made any difference? I like to believe it would have. Stephen left me with double the work, double the noise, double the hardships, double the confusion, and half the household earnings. Oh yeah, she's pissed. That's why she wrote this book then. That's why she wrote this book. Winifred said it's easy to blame everything on him now that he's gone. Would be more believable if she admitted her own shortcomings. Well, here's the thing, too. To me, she's not innocent. Because at the end of the day, I believe he spent a lot of his money trying to provide a certain lifestyle for her. So she wants to say he was taking his money, he was buying weird art collections, and he was spending it on drugs, and he was giving money to his family. No, I believe he was providing a certain lifestyle for you and y'all children. Did he have life insurance? I don't know. I guess he did. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe he took his life to escape the debt. Yeah, I mean, I'm starting to think that now too, although that's really sad because he really could have just filed bankruptcy. He really could have just filed bankruptcy. Oh, she victim blaming. Yeah. She's a Karen. After I saw that video, I don't believe anything. Listen, but he offers stuff, and see, that's the thing too. Once you take yourself out, that's a permanent solution to a temporary problem. I'm just saying. Why didn't they have life insurance? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. You said no for bankruptcy. Okay, Alita said no on bankruptcy. It says in your credit for 10 years and it limits your ability to get anything, even an apartment. Instead, you hire a law firm to shut all them creditors down and pay monthly. What about chapter 13 bankruptcy where like they restructure the debt? What about that? Alita, if you're still in the chat. Kiera said, why she's spilling all this after his passing? She got to sell that book. Don't nobody care about her. She got to sell that book. If he really left her with all that debt like that, she's angry. She's lashing out. Alita said no, it's still on there for 10 years. Wow. Okay. Chapter 13 is 7 years. Interesting. They mad DIY said life insurance doesn't cover you unaliving yourself. Really? Huh. Alita said no. So you don't ever. Okay, Alita, do you ever think there's a case for bankruptcy? I'm just asking. Weezy H Baby said you don't have to run someone over the coals like that. He probably didn't get any life insurance. If you have stable housing, bankruptcy could save your life, but y'all continue to struggle. Alita said, no, not for us. Wow. I know a few people who thrived after bankruptcy get the right lawyer. Exactly. Trump filed bankruptcy several times. He sure did. He still was Donald Trump, but life insurance covers self-deletion after 2 years of having a policy. Oh, okay. It says you can still buy a home and rent after bankruptcy. After 2 years, you can qualify and still have credit. Trust me, I know. I'm like, I know people that have filed bankruptcy. You know, I definitely do. Anyway, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you care. I will catch you all later.
It's Storm Show.